Hello everyone, Criticorn here. Today's ship review will be about the Reclaimer, the large behemoth-sized salvage ship that will be roaming the galaxy, scooping up all the debris fields within the Star Citizen universe. And I know some of you might be thinking, Criticorn, isn't that your favorite ship? Aren't you going to be biased and say it's the best ship? Well, of course I would never do that, even though it is. But I do want to share my personal feelings of why I did invest in this ship to help newer players maybe better understand their own feelings towards different ships in the Star Citizen universe and what they might want to pledge for now or put off and earn in-game. I'll just be covering the basic description of the ship and also go over the basic principles and mechanics of the ship and how it's supposed to perform and function in the Star Citizen universe. So, for you vets, there probably won't be any info that you don't already know. Now, in the official description, the Reclaimer is described as an industrial-quality salvage ship, equipped with reinforced cargo bay, a long-range jump drive, launch pods for unmanned drones. The Reclaimer is the ideal ship for taking advantage of deep space wrecks. Tractor beams, floodlights, scanning options, and docking ports round out the tool chest on this capable utilitarian spacecraft. The most unique feature on the Reclaimer, though, is going to be its giant, large, massive scrap metal refinery that it has on board. It's able to process all the different debris that the Reclaimer comes across and store it in a special scrap metal cargo hold that the ship has on board. Of course, the Reclaimer is also going to play a dual role as a transport vessel when it comes to filling up the entire hull with scrap metal. Now that the Reclaimer is full, it's going to have a hot commodity item which a lot of different nodes and factories are going to need in order to continue production. Finding out which system will pay the most will actually yield a large payday for the crew of the Reclaimer. Of course, one of the key features, and not the most excitable, but certainly something that interests me, is going to be the long-range sensors and scanners and unmanned drones on the Reclaimer. What this suggests to me is that the Reclaimer is certainly going to come across derelict wrecks at a higher yield than an exploration ship, while exploration ships certainly will have a scanner or maybe an unmanned drone to help them find derelict wrecks. It won't be as high of a rate as the Reclaimer will have. Now, while any player can use a little tiny handheld tool when it comes to cutting away at different parts of the ship, the Reclaimer comes with specialized flying suits that the pilots and crew can use to help cut away at maybe larger parts of the ship, or to get them more quickly and efficiently than using the handheld tools. Now, what you're looking at right now is simply just some concept art that the developers were sharing when it came to maintenance and mining, but it'll certainly be a great visual aid and give you a good idea of what we can expect to see on the Reclaimer. It's also important to note that this is a very old idea and we haven't heard too much about it, so we're just gonna have to wait and see if the developers actually follow through with it or if they changed their minds and decided to go with a different mechanic instead. Now, if you're new like me and you had no idea how to navigate around the Star Citizen website, I found a really cool tool where you can actually look at most of the ships in Star Citizen in a 3D variant. After you found the ship you'd like to view, you simply click on Technical Overview, and then in the bottom right-hand corner of Technical Overview, you'll see HoloViewer. If you click on it, it should load up properly. Sometimes they're gray, but most ships are viewable right now. One major issue that I noticed with the Reclaimer is that all three turret placements are near the front of the ship, and that the sheer size of the thrusters and the hull in the back of the ship provide a massive blind spot in the back of the Reclaimer. Now, there will be 4-point defense systems that will also be on the Reclaimer, but we don't know their placements yet. And if the design stands currently like it does now, with a massive blind spot in the back of the ship, this means that Reclaimer pilots are certainly going to have to use their environment to their advantage, pointing the rear of the ship to an asteroid or debris field to protect it from a threat from behind. Now, this next part's just me theorycrafting and playing that little biased part of myself, thinking that the Reclaimer is just the best ship in the game, but it seems that the thrusters on the Reclaimer are going to be really expensive for pirates to attack. The sheer size alone of each thruster, which is the size of a freelancer, is going to require a large amount of ammunition and missiles to be expended on the pirates' part. After breaching the shields, they have to breach the hull, then the interior and the core of the thruster itself. And that's just one thruster, mind you. There's going to be 3 more on top of that. If that Reclaimer doesn't have any cargo inside, the pirates might be at a total loss for the attack. Of course, that's just me being biased though and wishful thinking that the thrusters might play an additional meat shield when it comes to the sheer size of the Reclaimer, but it'll be really interesting to wait and see what the pirates think of the Reclaimer once the game is fully released. Now, for those of you wondering if you should buy the ship now or wait till the game's released and earn the Reclaimer in-game, I really quickly just want to say why I bought the Reclaimer when I did, and what reasons I had for it. Now, not to sound too weird or awkward, but anytime I saw a movie, especially with the medieval films, and saw the battlefields after the battle was over, I always thought how cool would it be to be that one person with a big cart and pick up all the swords and weaponry and shields, minus the grotesque and death that would be surrounding you part, but to have that mechanic implemented in a video game. Now through Star Citizen, I can actually do that. I'm going to sit back in my Reclaimer and watch massive fleets and organizations blast each other away. Then I'm going to slowly creep in and just cherry pick my way through the different ships, find really cool different unique weapons on some of them, pick them up and store them in my ship, then go to the markets and sell them, maybe back even to the players that lost the ship that I looted it from. That's just my own personal preference and something I've always wanted to do, so when I read the description of the Reclaimer, along with all the cool, interesting elements from exploration, coming across different alien encounters and rare content within the hulls of the derelict ships, I just had to have the Reclaimer. Now, with ship sales coming around at the end of the year, I'm just going to offer a few pointers for those of you who are considering buying the ship now or earning it in-game. For those who aren't really fixated on salvaging and actually have a large interest in many different fields in Star Citizen, I would actually suggest not buying the Reclaimer, but actually earning it in-game, giving you the luxury to simply give up and put your time and energy into a different ship at no loss to you. Also, these other 2 pointers go without saying, but if you really don't have the money to be pledging for a really expensive ship like the Reclaimer right now, which was $350 last year and could even be more this year, certainly save your money and just pledge for a smaller ship. Also, if you don't have a very good gaming computer, save that money and buy the new gaming computer. It will be worth it in the long run. So all in all, when it comes down to picking up a pledged ship like the Reclaimer, if you have that money lying around and you have a great gaming computer all ready to go, certainly go ahead and pledge and support Star Citizen and get that Reclaimer if salvaging is actually your most favorite career that you've looked into so far. It's the best ship at what it does, and I'm a big fan of ships that are designed to do one specific thing because they're going to be the most effective ship to use in that particular field. But if you don't have the financial means and you just don't have that gaming computer just yet, earning the ship in game is still going to be really fun and exciting. Chris Roberts has stressed that all of the quests and the content that are going to be offered available to you while you're trying to work your way up to that ship will be really fun and exciting, and it won't take that long either. He doesn't want this game to feel grindy-esque, and he doesn't want you to have to spend months and months, let alone years, earning that ship in game. So it's going to be something you can obtain fairly quickly. And if you just want to participate in salvage right off the bat, even without a Reclaimer, all of us Reclaimer pilots are always going to have crew positions open, so you can come serve on the Reclaimer and participate in salvaging even well before you even have a Reclaimer. So all in all, the Reclaimer in a nutshell certainly has mild defensive capabilities, and its Achilles heel is certainly going to be that blind spot in the rear where the cargo hold is at. Other than that, all of the scanner, sensors, the refinery, the big claw on board, and its big cargo hold to store all of the different salvaged items that it comes across certainly is going to make it the most fun and the best at what it does. Also, this is where the favoritism comes into play, but this ship is sexy as hell. And by sexy, I mean it looks like a big piece of junk. Why a piece of junk? Because a whiny farm boy from Tatooine said the same thing about a particular ship, which is arguably the coolest ship in any space universe of all time. So I like to think of this as that salvage-esque kind of Millennium Falcon kind of ship. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope the info I gave was insightful, and I am going to be talking about all the different ships in Star Citizen. Just bear with me and give me your patience as we do go from week to week talking about all the different ships. There are quite a few, so I hope you guys can forgive me for that. I also do want to mention that I can't believe this channel is still growing. You guys have been nothing but supportive for me, so thank you so much for enjoying all these videos. I hope you enjoy the new series and I can continue to make these videos for you. As long as you enjoy the videos, I will keep making them for you guys as always. So thank you so much for all of your support. I'm so happy you guys enjoyed the career series. I hope you can enjoy the ship series that we talk about and the many other series that I'm going to try and pick up as we move along and progress throughout the year. So with all that said, I hope you guys have a great week, a great weekend, and I will talk to you all later.